Alright guys, I'm back again for another video and probably the last one at my current apartment as I'm moving today. So I'm not sure, I might do one more before I finally turn in my keys, but we'll see. But yeah, I just wanted to put this one out here because it's gonna be busy for me for the next couple days, so I might be ripping running in and out. I might not have much time for content. I do want to touch on something because I didn't do a video because I had my son. Being a father is very important. So I ain't really have time to touch on that, but I do want to talk about the game from the other night for a little bit and a couple other things. Um, First of all, Caruso did what I thought he would do. Probably one of the main things that would have helped this team is just communication on defense and positioning. And while there were still lapses on defense, that's where I think the Lonzo not being their part truly hurt because there were still some lapses there on defense, but for the most part, the defense looked better because IQ and giving orders. The command towers for the defense weren't there. Caruso helped with that. Even with Zach LaVine being out, it still helped. It also probably helped that Jared Allen didn't play as well. And I think Karis LeVert, they were missing quite a few guys. Um, but that's pretty much what I expected. On ball defense by Caruso led to transition buckets and other things. Caruso's kind of Caruso. I don't have any negative thing to say necessarily about his performance. He does all the little things on the court. He's like Lonzo in that vein. You know what I'm saying? And you're blessed as a team to have two guys that can do those things, that do all the little things and, the stuff that often gets overlooked. But with that being said, the team still has some lulls. Um, Not LULZ, not LOLZ, but some LULLs. Okay, the offense stagnated a little bit. Um, the rotation was a little bit off because you couldn't focus around Zach LaVine and then focus around DeMar DeRozan. You just kind of had to play DeMar, and then let Caruso and Kobe and the rest do what they do. Um, I didn't get to see enough of Tristan Thompson and Caruso to kind of get a feel of what that would look like. I'm interested going forward on how that'll play out. I'm pretty sure it'll be good because Caruso has played with rim protectors before, JaVale McGee, Dwight Howard, AD. So he pretty much knows what to do, and Tristan is experienced, so he knows what to do. Um, Outside of that, I'm surprised he came off the bench. Um, I thought he would have started over Io. Quite frankly, I thought they would have put Io back on the bench because Caruso is better, and I think you need Io to come off the bench and do his thing and have more control of the offense and the flow. And I think he does better when he's playing against the second unit, anyways. So I was a little surprised by that, but it worked out. Now, that's pretty much the game. I'm not gonna get too much into it because whatever. It's I don't care. My main thing is Zoe's still not doing some of the cut motions. Well, he's doing it, but what it is as they said, is him breaking or his stopping. That's pretty much the issue. And he can't go full burst yet, which means he's still progressing. But he's not to that point where you could just put him out there. He can go do one-on-ones and all this other stuff. He's still not. He's probably not going to be back until the end of the month, somewhere between the 22nd and the 31st. I'm going to put Zoe to the side. I care more about Pat. Pat was right behind Caruso. I predict he'll be back by the Jazz game. Caruso came back before I thought he was. So to me, he might come back sooner than I thought, which is great. But the main thing, we need Pat to get acclimated to this team. He's missed the most games. He has the least amount of experience, and he's a starter. He's going to handle a bulk of the forward minutes in the postseason. Okay? He's going to be tasked with guarding all these other guys. He's going to have a huge responsibility. He is going to flip more series for us than I think Zoe will. And that's only because I'm not sure if Zoe's health will be where it needs to be. What do I mean by that? Okay, did you know in April we got 2 back-to-backs against playoff level teams? Yes, we have 2 back-to-backs. Um, I think it's on the 2nd and the 3rd, and then again on the 6th and the 7th. Okay, that's unreal. It's unfucking real, and I highly doubt they're gonna let Zoe play back-to-backs. So we kind of need Zoe to be back around that 21st to 25th time zone so that he can get a couple games in, and then we play Miami like around the 1st of April or something, or like last day of March, and then we come in and we can play one of those back-to-backs, and he can play the other back-to-back, and then go into Minnesota, and then season ends, and you get your day's break for the play-in, and then you go into the playoffs. He needs at least 6 to 8 games. Okay, I think we're at the 15 game mark. So that means he's going to miss the next 7 probably for sure. But when we start hitting game 8 and 6 and he's not back, we're going to need to pump the brakes on Zoe, because here's what I see. He's going to be on minutes restriction. First 3 games is probably 10 to 15. The next 3 games would be 20 to 25. You get your 3 days break or so for the play-in stuff to go down. First round of the playoffs, he'll be at 30. If he's not back within that time frame, you might still have him on a minutes restriction in the playoffs. Now, if he's getting 25 to 30 minutes, you can still work with that. But you really need Zoe at 30 to 34 minutes minimum. We're looking like we're getting Boston. You're going to need him on JB. And I know he cooked him the last time. It happens. You're going to need him on JB. You're going to need him on Tatum. Okay? You got to have him. And even with Tatum, I still expect Pat to guard Tatum more than anybody else. But that starting lineup, they need Zoe. So Zoe has to be ready. If he's not ready, but still, Pat Williams' presence will flip that series more, because if he's guarding Tatum, the bulk of Tatum's minutes, and he's doing a good job, that works. Now Caruso can take some of that slack that Zoe would have, and he maybe he's okay not playing 34 minutes in that first series. But we need Pat to get these games in, because he needs to get acclimated with the team. This is still a new team. He only played 4 or 5 games. He was still relatively timid. He didn't know what his role was. He didn't know what to do. He needs the minutes bad. I am more concerned with Patrick Williams getting playing time right now than anybody else on the team. With this being said, I have concerns in the postseason for health. Zach is hurt. He's not playing games. Zoe is coming off a serious injury with a serious surgery. Caruso has been hurt, nagging injuries all year. Pat has been out since the beginning of the year. Okay? Vooch is hurt, even though he's playing now. That health is going to be the biggest detriment to team's playoff success. If we can get to the postseason healthy, that will be great. But if we don't get there healthy, it's going to suck. I'm just saying. Cleveland, we get them in the first round, okay. When is Ben Simmons coming back for Brooklyn? We don't know. What if they start streaking at the right time? Now, what if that 4-5 seed is against Brooklyn? Or what if we get the 3rd seed and the 6th seed is, say, Cleveland? Or, the Bucks. What if the Bucks and Brooklyn get in at that 4th, 5th seed? That's great for us. What we really need Philly to somehow get matched up with not Brooklyn, with the Bucks. We need those two monsters to deal with each other. Then we need Brooklyn to deal with whoever wins that. Even with Ben Simmons and KD and Kyrie, I think we could still somehow muscle through Brooklyn. We need to play Miami in the second round. We don't need them in the first. So it is imperative for us to win these last few games and stay in the top 4 seed. But it's also imperative that we not only get the 3rd seed, but we're healthy going into the playoffs. Zoe and Pat are question marks right now. Pat more so than Zoe. Zoe to me depends on when he gets back. If he's coming back between 11 and 10 games left, he'll be healthy for the playoffs, barring no setbacks. He'll be good to go. If I get Zoe, I'm pretty sure I know what I'm getting. Pat, we need as many games. He needs to be able to play as many of these games as possible. The sooner he gets back, the better it works for us. Because let's be real. We're expecting the starters to play between 35 to 40 minutes a night. Off the bench, Caruso, Tristan Thompson, Kobe or Ayo, that's the end of the rotation. That's probably the end of the rotation. Now, Billy Donovan likes to be a little kinky, so we might see some DJ. We might see some Green. Outside of that, that's your rotation. Starters, Caruso, Ayo, Kobe, and Tristan. And the Kobe Ayo thing depends on, the matchup, I think. But I think Kobe is going to be used for his scoring and shooting. Because at some point in time, you are going to need to rest both Zach and DeRozan. And you're going to need that scoring punch off the bench. That's where Kobe is going to be effective. That's my view anyway. I still have questions about Billy Donovan. If Tristan is playing better than Vooch, will he sit Vooch on the bench and let Tristan close? Not just that, but what if this is the starters? What if Zoe is playing like shit? Will he sit and let Ayo or Caruso take over? Speaking of which, the Bulls had the best net rating with Caruso, Zach, Zoe, DeRozan, and Vooch. Is he going to close with that lineup? Or is he going to play Patrick in that place? There's so many questions, you see what I'm saying, that need to be answered. But we don't know. We have no way of knowing until some of these guys start getting back. We desperately need Patrick back. Like, each game that goes by sucks for him in the long term. We need him back immediately. Zoe, we can do nothing but wait. We can do nothing but wait. And just hope for the best. Pray for 18 to 10 games. If not, just gonna have to suck it up. But like I said, the April month is gonna be 2 sets of back-to-backs. Unless he comes back. Let's see, today is the 14th. He won't be back this week. He's already at the 6-week mark, which is the earliest he could have come back. It'll be 7 on Friday. So unless he comes back sometime between like the middle of next week and Friday, which doesn't seem likely, we're looking at the 30th, which means he'll get the Miami game, one of the both sets of back-to-backs, and Minnesota. Is it possible he could be ready to go by then? Yes. But the less time, the less likely it seems. But anyway, that's all I got. I just wanted to give you guys another video, maybe the last one in my current living space. So I'll catch y'all later. Peace.